everyone, welcome to our podcast channel Sunvaad. I am your host Vanshita, and today we are bringing to a special and inspiring episode. We are joined with someone who not only heals through science but also through art, Dr. Neeraj Srivastava. Sir has done MBBS, MS Orthopedic and PG in Rheumatology from Johns Hopkins University, USA, is a leading orthoscopy and joint surgeon at Scopy Clinic, Varanasi. He serves as an international faculty member at orthoscopy conferences and holds a for a knee surgery implant. He also runs a popular YouTube channel on health and joint care with over 50,000 followers. Beyond medicine, he is a trained drummer and singer and was a part of Daksh, the band until 2014, showcasing his blend of medical expertise. Good morning, sir. It's a
Good
great
morning.
honor to have you with us today.
Same here.
Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule, sir. So, with your permission, I would like to start the conversation.
Yeah, please.
So, to begin with, could you tell us what inspired you to become an orthopedic doctor?
See, when I was in MBBS, I was in my college cricket team. I was a fast bowler. So when I was in my second year, I got a injury on my back during bowling. And almost 2 to 3 years I suffered and I could not be treated. Finally, I was labeled as maybe some depression is happening, so he is having back pain. And finally, I met someone who was a sports injury specialist. So that was the first time I heard of somebody who is a sports injury specialist. And he cured me within 4 to 5 days. He diagnosed my problem and he told me specific exercises. So I was really shocked and amazed that I could not be treated with so many MRIs, CT scans, X-rays and so many medicines for past 2 years across whole India. I showed to all the institutions, all the big shots. So he told me, see, you are a sportsman and you got an injury during sports. So there's something different from the usual thing. And then I asked him, sir, how to become something like you? He told me, do a MS orthopedic degree first. Then you do some fellowship in sports injury and then you become a sports injury specialist. So that was the time when I was in my pre-final year. I thought, okay, this is something which is upcoming and which is very rare. And there are so many young people who are suffering from pain and injuries and they're just labeled that you are just depressed and you have nothing and you're just showing up that you're having pain. So I thought there's something which is very special. So I started preparing for that and that was the inspiration why I became an orthopedic and sports injury specialist.
That's wonderful, sir. Orthopedic truly sounds like life-changing field. So could you share some memorable experience of a patient or a moment that really inspired you in your work?
See, what happens that we get so many patients who get injured while their trials or while they are in their initial stage of sports, like somebody who wants to win a medal for India and during the trial only he got injured. So they really think that it is the end of their career. Because people don't know that if you are playing into a professional sport and you are playing at that level, it is very common to get injuries. If you follow the history of top sportsmen, internationally renowned sportsmen, most of them used to get injuries every 6 months or every 1 year. So sports injury is something which everybody gets. So many athletes we get who are actually depressed and who think that they can't even walk in their future. And then I operated on them. Then the rehab period happened. Even the psychological therapies happened to make them accustomed to their injury and that they'll come up better. So there was one guy who was preparing for national and he got injured in the trial itself and he thought that, okay, this is the end of my career. This was in the beginning of my career because that was the first instance I met somebody like that. We operated him and after 1 year he recovered so well that he got Asia Championship medal. So leave the nationals. From a city level, he became an Asia champion and he made our country proud. So that really actually made me think that, okay, I'm making difference in somebody's life. And that is actually proud for our whole nation that somebody is winning an Asia championship from Varanasi.
That's such a touching story. It really shows how much a difference doctor can make in someone's life. So now let us have some tips from you. Can you suggest some simple daily habits that students and young people can follow to keep their bones healthy?
Yeah, see, actually, I always keep telling to my patient and everybody that you have to be preventive. Once you get the disease, then you are a diseased person. Then you can probably suppress the disease or just suppress your pain. But the best part is if you start in your childhood. If you are a young adult or child, that time only you have to start thinking that what is my future. So you have to start taking care of your bone and joints from very early childhood. So what difference do I see in today's children and when we were children or when our parents were children? So what is the difference? When I was a child, there were lots of playgrounds and we used to play for 3-4 hours. We used to cycle to the school for at least 5-6 kilometers. Nowadays what happens? Online games are happening, there are no playgrounds, and people are coming in buses or cars. So what is happening that we are not using our bones and our joints regularly. So the activity level which a children or any child or any young adult needs has reduced to 1/10 of what it used to be. So it is more of online games and cars and buses. So you have to increase your physical activity. Because as a children, if you increase the physical activities, then your muscles will be very good. And that muscle will keep you updated in your adulthood and even in old age also. Similarly, if you play a lot, you won't get obesity. You won't be very fat. So your joint will be less forced to more weight. So the loading of the joint will be less if you are lightweight. And your muscles will be good, so they will be taking care of your joints will be centered. So what I advise, that eat good food, don't get obese, play a lot, do lots of physical activities, do cycling, just run around. That is very good for your bone and joints. Especially for children, you have to increase the physical activity. That is really lacking nowadays.
These habits are very useful for the young people, sir. So orthopedics can be challenging and stressful. So what keeps you motivated during difficult cases for long hours?
If you ask me, I'm a professional musician also.
Yes.
So whenever I'm in my operation theatre, so some good music is being played in the background. And if I have more cases, reflexly I start humming. I'm operating and I'm just singing a song. So sometimes you might feel that I'm not concentrating, but actually if I'm singing a song and operating, it is like, the love for the work. I don't even feel that I'm working. And in that flow, I'm doing my best work. So that stress is never coming. If I'm listening to a good music or I'm singing a song, I can do my best work even in the most stressful situation. So I suggest to everybody that you have to have some kind of hobby along with your work. And you have to enjoy your work. That is very important. So, being a musician also, if you ask me, I love operating more than music. So, if I'm operating more, it is like best thing which I can do. So, you have to love your work and have a hobby also together.
Okay, sir. So, in today, many people are getting bone diseases at young age. But in ancient period, old people or weak people suffered. So, why is this happening?
So as I told you, the children nowadays are more into indoor sports, are eating lots of junk food, and physical activity is very less. No cycling, no running around, no outdoor sports. So what is happening, that your joints are not getting stronger. The more you stress them in younger age, the better the bone quality will become. See, bones are also like your muscles. Like you go to gym and do weightlifting, your muscles grow. So bone is also like that only. When you go to gym and you work out or you play sports, your bones also becomes more stronger. It is not just the muscles. The bones also get stronger. Your bones' cortical thickness increases if you load them. So now the loading is not happening. So the muscles are weak, the bones are weak, and the weight is increasing. So that is why the diseases which were common in 60 years are now getting common even in 25 years. I am seeing even children with 16 years of age getting joint pain because of less muscle mass, more fat in their body. Yes. So you have to be more active. Nowadays what is happening? We're not even climbing stairs. We are taking lifts. I am seeing children and young adults taking lifts. So if you are young and if you climb stairs, you'll actually strengthen your quadriceps muscle, which is very important muscle for your knee joint. So if you stop doing those activities in your young age, you cannot do in your old age. People can't even squat in their young age. So even squatting is a very good exercise. I always tell people, if you have knee joint pain in your old age, you must avoid stairs and squats. But if you are young, that time squatting and staircase climbing is a very good exercise for you. So you must do all those activities in your childhood, eat good food and not the junk food, and your joints and bone health will be very good in your old age also.
Thank you, sir. While going through your profile, sir, we heard that apart from being an orthopedic specialist, you're also a passionate singer. So how did music become a part of your life?
I don't even remember how did the music become, because when I was a child, even that time I used to sing. I used to like the songs and just used to hum around. Never learned in my childhood. So when I reached my MBBS college in Chennai, I met some, because in Chennai, if you see, people are very much into music. So some of my seniors were into professional, music, and also I was also playing on the table, and also first time I saw drum kit in my college. So I started playing drum kit. Then I learned. So, and you have lots of time in your second year and third year if you are in MBBS college also. So we had a band and we expanded that. So slowly I started playing drum and learned it properly, and then it became a part of my life. So I started playing some 25 years back. Even now I do play music at least for 15 to 20 minutes daily. That's part of my life even now.
Okay, so that's so inspiring. Music and medicine seem very different, but both bring healing, one to the body and one to the soul. How do you manage both your medical preparation and your passion?
See, actually, you cannot work 24 hours, correct? So you need to have something which de-stresses you. Many people I meet, my colleagues, and even if you see everybody who is working, even if they are successful in their life, they are stressed out. So you need to have some hobby and some detox. For me, music is that detox. So people ask me how you manage. For me, it's a detox. So like if you do something which will actually recharge you for the rest of your day, music is like that. So listening to music or playing music even for 15 minutes a day keeps me charged. That's the way it is happening.
Okay, sir. So out of curiosity, I want to know, when you were preparing for your exams, so what problems did you face during that period?
For the MBBS exam, the first time after 12th?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a really tough time. Because, MBBS was very difficult that time. Even now it is. And, you're really depressed sometimes because if you don't get a medical seat, you will be left nowhere.
Yes.
So we used to sit and, study. That time even I got back pain, because if you sit for longer time, and that time even the sports activities were totally finished, because for almost 1 year everybody has to sit for at least 1 year to prepare, and those one were really no music, no playing, only studying. The only hope was ki if I get a seat, my life will be secured, and my parents and my family members supported me. That back pain also was happening, so some postural correction and all was told by my seniors and my friends, and even some family doctors. So that was a tough time, but it will sail through if you sit for 1 year properly and study, and it will actually be very good thing for your life, because once I became a doctor, everything is very easy for me then.
Sir, how many hours did you study?
I think 12 hours per day I used to study when I was studying for my MBBS. 12 hours, yeah. Minimum.
So, lastly, I want to request you to give some advice to the young generation and young people.
Young people, the most important part, I want to tell them that in your childhood, you must play and enjoy everything. You cannot be just sitting, because it is not just about your career. And even people who are just sitting and studying and becoming successful in their career becomes stressed up, depressed, and anything can happen. So you have to take life as a overall balance. You cannot just sit and study. What I am seeing, people are so much stressed about their career even in their childhood. So just getting the top ranks in your exams won't help you. You have to see overall development of your body. Playing, and if you play in a group, you develop leadership qualities, how to take actions and how to take adverse situations in your life. So you have to overall development is very important. You have to be very thoughtful. You cannot just become a bookworm. So that's why in all the schools now, extracurricular activities are focused equally. Because if you want to become successful in your life, you have to have extracurricular activities. You have to have a leadership quality. You can take failure also as good as success. Then only you can be successful in your life. Because if you see, the most successful people in today's in our country, if you see, they are who have good leadership quality and who can actually command people and take initiative and who are brave enough to take the failure also very sportingly.
We'll be surely following, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today and sharing your journey filled with warmth, wisdom. To all listeners, remember, strong bones keep you standing, but strong minds keep you moving forward. We'll be bringing next episode of this podcast. Thank you and Jai Hind, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.